outside of the George Glass Track and Field Complex with men's track and field head coach Derek Gay to look back at the 2022 outdoor season for he and the Trojans. Derek, you on the men's side sent 12 athletes down to nationals, 10 events, 4 All-Americans in total. Some fun weather that we're going to talk about here in a little bit, but what were your thoughts overall on nationals in total?
Just a good overall season for us. Ended much better than we did indoor. There was a little bit of disappointment on the men's side, I think, at the indoor national meet. Guys all had, just solid performances all the way around. Some, just really good individual performances. So.
The highlight for the men's track and field team out at the outdoor national meet was Sammy Summers, top finisher for the Trojans, NAI runner-up in the long jump. 5th jump of the day, leaped 7.56 meters. He dealt with so many injuries a year ago, had a strong indoor season. What it was like to see him come home with his, not just his first All-American nod, but finishes the second best jumper in the NAI.
Yeah, he's had just a kind of a crazy story. There was some injury last year and just didn't get a chance to compete. And honestly, some of that kind of trickled into this year. We were very conservative with training and even entries to some extent. We decided to really just focus on the long jump and ended up, I think, working out for the most part. Had a great jump in finals, actually scratched one that I think, could have won probably. So we're really excited to have him back next year and just as a senior and just get that experience for him, and we've got a young class coming in too, so hopefully he can be somebody who those underclassmen can kind of lean on his experience. So.
I mentioned that the weather was a big factor, and we've got the photos to prove it from the steeplechase prelims. A fantastic photo that they should probably hang up in the Louvre of Connor White, just with the rain just pouring down like a faucet was turned on. He comes through hot and sunny in the finals. He comes through and finishes in 4th place in the placing meet of the steeplechase. First time as an All-American for him on the outdoor side. Pretty big way for him to conclude his college career.
Oh yeah, just the meet in general was interesting for those steeplechasers for sure, and the 4x8 on the ladies' side. But the weather kind of made things complicated. But he was just as tough as anybody as I've ever seen. He handled everything just with such poise, and what a great way for him to finish his career as an All-American after trying for so many years. He's been close, but this was just a great way to cap it off.
His classmates, more of those distance runners, Alex Helmuth and Derek Van Proyen, under the lights for the 10,000 meters, an over half-hour long race. So if you like the 10,000 meters, you're in for a long one. Alex goes 5th place. Derek goes 7th place under as we mentioned, in the 10,000 meters. Second All-American nod for Alex. First one for Derek. Had a pretty big way to watch things go under the lights for the 10K.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because that's always it's at the end of the day, and realistically a lot of people have kind of left at that point. But it's such a fun race, I think, at the national meet because it is under the lights, and it's just a different environment. So being able to watch those two, again, go out on top as All-Americans in an event where they've both been so strong this season, just a great way for them to end their careers.
Two guys that just missed out on All-American nods, had some big throws in the throwing events. Mitch DeYoung on the javelin finished just outside All-American nods, finishes in 9th with a throw of 59.13 meters. He battled elbow issues a year ago, but comes back and just narrowly missed that All-American nod. Been close to the last 2 years.
Yeah, that's another one where, he last year at this meet had a partial tear in his UCL, and it was one of those things where, you have surgery and you're done. Like, that's it, him being a senior. So he decided to focus on therapy and just kind of roll the dice, bet on himself a little bit. And things really worked out. Almost had a school record this season and just missed, that All-American spot. But still, in my opinion, he's going out on top, especially given the circumstances and kind of how he got there. So.
And the other thrower that we've talked about so much throughout both the indoor and the outdoor season, Liam Hesting, was an All-American a year ago in the discus, set the school record in the hammer throw, also competed in the discus as well this year. Not bad for a second time at the outdoor national meet.
Yeah, he's all right. He keeps, he's still just, every week I feel like we talk about him and it's just another school record or another big PR for him. And, he had the school record in the hammer. Things didn't quite work out as well in the discus this year, but we know he's going to be back and probably even hungrier than he was this year. And, just with that being his senior campaign, I think we're going to see big things from him again next year.
So much fun to watch the Trojans compete this year. Derek, congrats on a great season. We'll talk to you before next season gets here.
Thanks, Rick.
All right, that's Derek Gay joining us here on the Trojan Sports Network. For more information on Taylor Men's Track and Field, just log on to TaylorTrojans.com.